The other thing that we did, and I mentioned earlier in the conversation about my time at retail. So I started my career it's a Canadian store called Winners. It's owned by TJX, so the TJ Maxx of Canada.
Yeah.
And I remember the founder had a saying that resonated with me, which is your first markdown is your cheapest markdown. And what he meant by that is a buyer would get passionate about a particular product and it wouldn't sell. So they're like, if I just mark it down 10%, then it'll sell. Ends up happening? It just stays on the shelf, markdown after markdown. Take your first markdown at the beginning. So when we signed the NDA, we disclosed everything around our company transparently, the good, the bad, the things that lawyers and accountants would advise you not to disclose because of all of the risks that are associated with it. We disclosed all of that even before the point of LOI, because our thinking was your first markdown is your cheapest markdown. We want to be as transparent as possible because that's the nature of the partnership that we want to forge. Yes, there's risk, but what we've done over the last 6 years isn't trivial. And we felt confident enough in our relationships with our customers, our relationship with the industry, the publications that we had. And that was a decision that we made. So that informed the first iteration of the LOI, which wasn't the LOI we settled on. But as we started those negotiations and typical, financial transactional terms would pop up by all of the advisors around the table, we had, the high ground not only of our journey, but to be able to say, listen, we disclosed all that. We were truthful in that. We didn't pretend that we cracked a business model in this particular thing, but here's the customers we have, here's the testimonial, here's the thesis around that business model, here's the proof we have, here's the gasoline we need to pour. Are you interested? And then if they were interested, it just so happens that in healthcare and artificial intelligence, if we can in fact crack these codes, the value is in the billions. Like the economics of being able to solve healthcare, help patients is so large that the terms of what we all feel good about is a stone in the bucket.
So did they try to probe you for what you wanted for the company, like what kind of total valuation you were looking for? Did you share a number, or did they kind of come up with it first?